So as the Extreme 200s make their way to the grid, this is how it looks. Richard Holmes-Williams will be starting from pole position ahead of Rossi Banham, and then on the second row of the grid is Taylor Lawrence. Alongside him is Josh Ingram. Brandon Perrell, the yellow Perrell, can wrap up third position in the championship in this race. He starts in fifth alongside the person that can stop him, Jamie King, in sixth. Gary Winfield in seventh. Finn Smart had a great race yesterday, moving up to sixth ahead of Jamie King. He will be going from eighth on the grid. Jack Andrews in ninth, and then rounding out the runners and riders will be Anthony Perrell in 10th.
Thank you, Liam. Well, no, is there any Richard Holmes-Williams? I don't think there is. In fact, he might be out there, which is good to see. But hopefully we're going to see a very good race. In fact, there is only 6 riders, so we're missing 4, and we'll call it as we see it over the next 10 laps. Rossi Banham and Richard Holmes-Williams about to go to battle out front. They had a great scrap yesterday, and this is round number 2 between those two. Green flag is being dried off, and then it will go up, and now it will go down, and Holmes-Williams is going to slot into the lead, or is he? Banham's going to be brave around the outside and is going to take the race lead. Rossi Banham into the lead. That will really frustrate Holmes-Williams, who's going to drop back. Perrell has gone up into third place as they tip their way through 3 and into 4, and Perrell now trying to look up the inside of Holmes-Williams. Can't quite get past, so Perrell sitting in third place for the time being. He's had a good start to this race and challenging Richard Holmes-Williams with the number 27 of Josh Ingram in 4th place. Then it is Jamie King after that in 5th place. Into the turn number 8 they go. This is a really good start by Perrell on the tail of Holmes-Williams and Banham. Those two cleared off yesterday and had a battle between themselves, but they have company today as we cross the line to complete number 1. It is Banham, Holmes-Williams, Perrell, or is it? Holmes-Williams dives down the inside there of the number 86 of Rossi Banham, and with pressure from behind, I think Holmes-Williams saying, you can deal with that lot, I'm going to take the race lead. And now Banham is the one who has the likes of Perrell and Ingram to deal with.
Yeah, so Richard Holmes-Williams left it to the last lap of the race yesterday, but is not doing so today. He's leaving it to the first lap today to take the lead of this race. But a great scrap for the lead at the moment. The top 4 are all covered by just over a second. Holmes-Williams, Banham, Perrell. This is a great ride from Perrell. We've not seen this so far this season. Banham up the inside into the left-handed kink and towards the turn 8 hairpin. Looked up the inside of Holmes-Williams. That would have been brave if he'd made that stick. But this scrap is just allowing the 146 of Brandon Perrell and the number 27 of Josh Ingram to hold station with him. But up the inside goes Rossi Banham. Brandon Perrell round the outside a little bit wide, and Josh Ingram shows him a wheel, sets up the yellow Perrell of Brandon Perrell and pushes him back to 4th position. But Banham is climbing all over the back of Holmes-Williams, nearly tagging the rear end of the 126 just in front as they make their way into the infield section of this Tattershall circuit. So with 9 laps to go, this is a great scrap all ready for the race win.
Yep, it is indeed, and Holmes-Williams it is who is leading it at the moment from Banham in 2nd place, but Banham a nice run out of turn number 7, and he's going to go into the race lead. Didn't really have to do any major overtaking there. Of course, Ingram it is in 3rd now, Perrell in 4th, and they have dropped the likes of Lawrence and King, who is having further problems in this one, unfortunately. So Jamie King down in 6th place, but a great scrap out front in a reduced field from 10 to 6. 4 of those 6 are currently disputing the race lead, with Banham leading the way at the moment, but Ingram may feel the need to get past Holmes-Williams, who has just lost touch with Banham for the time being. As we said though, yesterday, really the story of the race was Holmes-Williams sat behind Banham, let the pair escape from the rest of the field, and then on the very last lap, as Liam said, made the move at turn number 1 and went 1-0 up against Rossi Banham for the weekend. So Rossi Banham determined to level the scores before the final race, which will be coming up later on this afternoon, and is doing that very well so far. 1.2 seconds clear from the field, fastest lap so far, and it's been a good start to the race for Rossi Banham. 7 to go, 3 laps in we are. Banham, Holmes-Williams, Ingram, Brandon Perrell. Those two, I think, will be eager or be hoping that Banham and Holmes-Williams will start fighting. But at the moment, they're doing well to stay in touch with two riders who have been very quick in this class all season. Taylor Lawrence just trying to stay as close as he can to those four, perhaps take advantage of any fallers as we go along throughout the next 6 laps. So we'll confirm the order once again. It's Banham, Holmes-Williams, who's just set the fastest lap, 8/10 back, Ingram, Perrell, Lawrence and King.
So Brandon Perrell will be hoping to wrap up 3rd place in the championship in this race. If he stays where he is, he will do enough to take 3rd place in the championship, which is something that he's had his eye on all season long. But what else he has his eye on is 3rd place in this race, taking that or retaking that from Josh Ingram. But just behind them, Taylor Lawrence in the last couple of laps has been a 10th or 2 quicker than Josh Ingram and Brandon Perrell. So last time round, Josh Ingram at 51.2, Brandon Perrell at 51.1, and Taylor Lawrence at 51.1 as well, but a couple of thousandths quicker than Brandon Perrell on the 146 machine. Holmes-Williams hasn't let Rossi Banham get away just yet, because coming across the line now, fastest lap of the race, Richard Holmes-Williams at 50.4 is now only 0.2 of a second behind the 86 of Rossi Banham. So they make the way out of turn number 1 into turn 2, the left-hander before you flick it right into turn number 3, the double right-hander before you flick left into the infield section. And it's not just Holmes-Williams that's caught Rossi Banham last time round. They also had Ingram. Banham's down. I've got 2 of them down, and that's also
3.
Josh Ingram. Brandon Perrell had nowhere to go, so ran over Ingram. That's such a shame. So not sure if it's the oil or something down there, or a bit of a slippery surface, because it has started to dry out, and we've got Josh Ingram still on the floor. So not good scenes there. Brandon Perrell had nowhere to go, but that has left Richard Holmes-Williams in the lead of this race. We have a red flag out there. We need that, as we do have a rider down. So with 4 laps remaining, we have had an incident coming out of turn number 2.
Well, he's up. Ingram's up.
That's good to hear. So Ingram is up. He's up against the barrier, but at least he has got up after that incident with Brandon Perrell. So Rossi Banham slid out of the race lead, and then moments later you had the 3rd place of Josh Ingram slip out, and Brandon Perrell, with nowhere to go, had ran over the 27 riders. So, but we have Josh Ingram on his feet walking towards the medical car, which is good to see. But the race has been red flagged with 4 laps to go, so we'll give you an idea if that race gets restarted. But at the start of the race, it was Holmes-Williams who got off the line very well, but round the outside, a very brave Rossi Banham, and then Brandon Perrell round the outside of Josh Ingram and towards 3rd spot. Across the line as quick as you like, Richard Holmes-Williams at the end of lap 1 made a move on the brakes into turn number 1 ahead of Banham. Brandon Perrell looked round the outside to make a move stick, but had nowhere to go. But powering down the straight, Holmes-Williams led the way ahead of Rossi Banham. Brandon Perrell slotting into 3rd, but ran a little bit wide. This left Josh Ingram with an opportunity to show Brandon Perrell the wheel, and he slotted in to 3rd spot. So it was Banham from Holmes-Williams, from Ingram, Perrell, Lawrence catching the group in front, Jamie King on his pit bike 140 a little bit further back. But as the race got into the closing stages, Richard Holmes-Williams continued to close the gap to Banham before Banham slid out, and then behind them it was Ingram and Brandon Perrell. Brandon Perrell had nowhere to go but to run over Josh Ingram. So horrible moments there from the Extreme 200 class, but thankfully Josh Ingram was up on his feet before we cut away from the action.